going into this, man, this movie is crazy. It's very crazy. Just to get like my rating out the way, just to like give you a little idea of what I thought. I gave this a solid 7 out of 10.
All right.
I gave it a solid 7 out of 10. This this was exactly what I expected it to be, only because of how I was hearing it was. Like, I heard it was going to be pretty silly, wacky, and crazy. And so that's why I gave it grace instantly. But I did not expect from that point on. Like, the opening scene, it's probably one of my favorite opening scenes. Like,
Oh, really? Ever?
like, only because there are certain ways that movies have opened up certain things and a certain pathway they take it. And it's always, you can like, if you've seen a lot of movies along with you guys, you always guess, like, in these certain situations, you get like characters already that you get introduced to, and then like for 5 minutes maybe, or even 2 minutes, and then they get to this thing, and then the thing happens. Yeah. But no, it instantly gets into it, and you don't know anything about these other characters. You instantly get to know the man from the future. And I like that. Mm-hmm. It literally took me off guard. And the way he was recruiting people, so funny. Like, unbelievably funny. I was laughing along with everybody else in the theater when he was talking to certain people. And he's like, I've been through this 117 times. I already know who probably is or isn't going to join me or something like that. And how he was calling out people was unbelievably funny. Like, I just like that.
So does the movie play with time, like, a lot? Does it feel like a time travel movie? Or does it more feel like, man just comes to the present and now it's like, here's the movie?
It honestly is more of the second option. Man comes to the present, and here is the movie. But I honestly like that more. Like, it gives you stuff about his future or his timeline in the movie. But, like, what I like about it is it was just so wacky, so well choreographed on certain things. And the thing that I think really started to sell me was the certain issues that it was touching on. I did not expect the stuff that it was touching on to be, like, for it to be touched on. So I don't want to spoil it because, well, let me ask you this. What did you see in the trailer?
I just know it's AI.
Mm-hmm. That's it? Okay, so I will say this then. When they introduce the characters, there are 3 arcs that they introduce you to. And in these 3 arcs, the third one still being as serious as the other ones, but not as crazy as what they jumped onto, was nuts. And the way they connect them is really good too. The first one touches on today's issues with technology.
Okay.
All of them do.
Yeah.
The second one touches on an issue with technology, but how it affects people.
Okay.
And what people do to get past it. And I was going nuts at this one because I did not expect it to get as deep and weird as it did. And it got very silly. Very silly, but like, it was hard to laugh because it was very sad. Very sad. The third one, in a way, yes, it was sad, but it was more of like a, holy crap, people really do this type moment. But all 3 being combined, when you think about it, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Technology sucks. Like, it does. It just sucks. But I don't know. Like, the whole time I'm thinking, when I went from this one to this one to this one, all I could think was, I feel like I'm watching the most craziest and, like, wackiest episode of Black Mirror ever.
That sounds about right. It's yes. The vibe it gave me too.
Exactly, but I love the way they told the story, because remember when we saw Weapons? It kind of does it in that way with these 3 stories. They're going on their way, and it doesn't bring it back to the, norms thing. Yeah. It tells the story as they are going on their journey. And I like it. And also, I did not know that Gore Verbinski was the director. Holy crap, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah. You already won me over with that. But this movie really did surprise me. I wanted to give it a higher rating, but it still had moments where it felt like, once again, the issues it was dealing with, very good to talk about, very good to shine a light on, and also very well done on how to, like, make the issues that they were bringing up wacky, silly, serious, and scary, all 4 at once. Like, very good on the writing side. But I think it's the ending that really got me too.
Like, you liked it or you didn't like it?
I actually liked it. I don't know how everybody else is.
I wanted to ask because I heard a lot of people say the third act sucks. Like, the third act is garbage.
It's very, like, it's almost like a mid-'80s movie type of ending. Almost like that. Which I don't mind because I liked mid-'80s movies, but I feel like they could have done a better job with it. But it's not like, I don't know which ending they're talking about, because there is an ending, but then there's another ending on top of it. And that's not what I expected at all with it.
I think it was more so the entirety of the last, like, 40 minutes.
Then, yeah, I don't know. I liked it.
Okay.
I really, at first, if it ended the way it did, I feel like it would have made me feel a little neutral about it, where I, like, didn't hate it or didn't love it. I would have been like, okay. But then when it continued on, I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. What does that mean? And I was honestly kind of curious where I was like, I kind of want to see a sequel.
Oh,
I kinda
really?
wanna see
Does
where
it lend
goes.
itself to being able to do that?
In a way, yes, but I also think that it could just end itself where it is and just call it a movie of this time and then just end it
Yeah.
there. But I'm just very curious. I'm gonna leave it there because once again I don't want to spoil the movie, but it just really left me with a lot of like obviously questions of today. Like, are these issues that they brought up still very like problematic with the young youth of today? I say yes. A lot of other people are probably gonna be like, maybe it died down a little bit, but maybe. But I say yes. I feel like it still is a problem today. But I think this movie is very important. I think it is. I think it's very important. It definitely is super silly. It definitely is over dramatized on some things, but the way it brings it up is very well done. Very well done.
The last thing I'll ask is, you think this is one of those growers where like the more you think about it after, the more you talk about it, the more you like it?
It's very complicated. Very complicated because once again, these are issues that are definitely have already been brought up by a lot of people, and it's just a movie that definitely goes in and like gives in to these conversations that we've been having today. But I think, you know what, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes just because, you know, me talking about it out loud says it. I think this is something that grows on people and will continue to be talked about only because these are serious questions and definitely some scary stuff to think about.
You bring up like these situations get brought up before in other movies and stuff. But and I think it's hard for movies to like hit new ground in terms of like what it's trying to tackle. But does it present the things that it's tackling in a way that feels new, that feels fresh, that feels different, or do you think it kind of just plays into a very samey archetype of AI bad, technology bad, call it a day, wrap up? Like, do you feel like this movie has nuance? Like, do you think there's questions here where it maybe gets into a little bit more of, well, this maybe could be good just dependent on its usage or like this, that, whatever. And I think people will take that in different ways because I think a lot of people want to hear, well, AI is just bad. But I think or technology is just bad. But I think the reality of most issues is there's good and bad. So I'm curious, does this movie have a nuanced take on AI, or does it fall under the whole Terminator, Avengers: Age of Ultron, like AI sucks, it's evil, look what they're doing, you know?
I'm gonna be for real, man. This movie was a whole FAI thing. Like
Okay,
this,
valid. Fine. I think in Hollywood
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, but
that's why I think this movie will grow on people because I think that this movie was the first thing I've seen where it's just straight like screw AI, like fully. Like you knew exactly what they were trying to talk about, and instantly, I don't think there were any points in this movie where it was trying to justify it. I don't think so. I don't remember any scene where it was like, no, wait, it can be good. It can. Like this was a whole straight no, screw AI, and if you like it, you're gonna end up like these people. You're gonna end up like these different versions of these situations of today.
Interesting.
Like there was no second where it was like, yeah, but if you do use it, it's gonna make you. Well, actually, you know what? On the third story, maybe there is something there. Maybe just something little, small. But the whole movie as a whole was an screw AI movie, and I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
all right, I definitely gonna have to watch it.
I think you should, and I really want to have a conversation about it because the first two stories I really want to talk about. I wish you saw it so that we can go in, because I'm telling you, it hits
I
you
saw it too.
like a. The second one especially hits you like a rock.